necessarily believe that's true. But if you really rotate the vehicle quickly, we'd be able to kind of have an artificial sense of gravity.
Hi, my name is Emily Jonathan from Gridley Middle School. My question is, what do you do with waste in space, and how do you recycle in the shuttle?
A space shuttle mission's only about 2 weeks long. We're going to land on flight day 17, so we bring home all our garbage. It gets recycled on the ground. We separate it a little bit just because of areas. We want the wet stuff together and the dry stuff in a different spot. But on the space station, they've got a bigger garbage problem. So I'm going to turn that over to Ron. Maybe he's got some comments.
Well, some of the garbage, like just the things that we make, like packaging material and leftover food and stuff like that, we actually have cargo ships that come up and deliver goods to us, and then when they go back to the Earth, they actually burn up in the atmosphere. And so before they leave, we pack them full of as much garbage as we can. But on a space station, you know, it's very, very expensive and very difficult to bring up supplies. So whatever we can produce ourselves, we want to do that. So water, for instance, it's very difficult to bring up water. So the water that we have, we want to use over and over again. And so when we go to the bathroom, the urine that is captured by our toilet, basically, is recycled. And some of the condensation in the air that the air conditioners capture is also recycled, and then we drink that. So it's an interesting process. And again, you know, when we go farther and farther in space, we're not going to be able to launch with as much water as we'll need to go to Mars, for instance. So we'll have to recycle that.
Hi, my name is Leo Morales from Gridley Middle School. My question is, why are the space shuttles and space stations so white?
Do you mean, like, why is it the space shuttle white on the outside?
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know. I imagine it has to do with, you know, when we designed it, early on we designed spacecraft and we made the Saturn a white rocket. It certainly could be a different color. When you're outside of the Earth's atmosphere and in the sun, it gets really, really hot, and in the shade it gets really, really cold. So I imagine because of the thermal properties and the need to reject heat inside the space shuttle, we also have a lot of electronics that make heat. So you want the outside to be a little bit on the cooler side so you don't have heat buildup. So that's probably why we chose white as the color. If you notice, black pavement there in the summer, especially in Tucson and in Arizona, where it gets really, really hot, that stuff is a lot hotter than the white stuff. So white would be a good choice. The space station actually isn't white on the outside. A lot of the panels are aluminum. Part of the Russian segment is kind of white. It's got solar arrays that are orange. Sometimes they look a little bluish, and some radiators. So the space shuttle's more multicolored.
The original ET was white.
Yeah, we also made the original external tank. We painted white, and I don't think we had even a good reason to do that. Eventually, we took the paint off to save weight. It was about 1,000 pounds, I think, of weight, and now it's orange.
Hi, my name is Amanda Duncan from Gridley Middle School. My question is, can you see signs of man-made or natural disasters from space?
Amanda, you can, and you know, that's one of the really good things about being up here and having this vantage point to see our planet from. And one of the most recent ones is the flooding in the Mississippi River, and we were able to take pictures of that and kind of document over time the changes to the river and the effect in the surrounding communities. And so, you know, volcanoes, hurricanes, pollution, all those type of you know, things that are affecting our environment, we can monitor, we can watch, we can keep track of up here, and it's really interesting to see that and to see the good things and the bad things, and see how man-made effects on our planet are making some changes that some of them good and some of them bad. So it's good to keep track of that, and it's a wonderful place to do that from.
Hi, my name is Jessica Luna from Gridley Middle School. My question is, what is a typical day like on the space shuttle?
Well, a typical day on the space shuttle is we all have a particular wake-up time. Right now, our wake-up time is about 12 hours shifted away from yours. We just woke up, and you're probably starting to think about going to bed tonight. Once we get up, we have a couple hours to ourselves where we shower, brush our teeth, shave, we get something to eat, get a cup of coffee, although it's not really a cup, it's more like a bag like this. And then we look at our schedule for the day. On the space station, they're given a schedule. We're also given a schedule on the space shuttle, and we do our various tasks. They might be spacewalks. They might be filling a water bag. They might be operating the robotic arm, or it might be moving water from one place to another. But we have various tasks. They allow times for meals. They allow times for exercise. And then prior to sleep, we have another couple hours that we can kind of get our stuff together, get a little free time, look out the window, and then we go to bed. On the space shuttle, most of our schedule is very, very regimented and structured and busy for the entire time we're here. We kind of compare it to like a sprint, a fast-running race. Whereas on the space station, and I've never been assigned on the space station, because they're going a little bit longer duration, I think they do get a few weekend days off now and then. With just Ronnie here, I'm sure he's not going to get as much time off as he wants, but they view that more as like a marathon. And so that's pretty much a typical day in space.
Hi, my name is Chris Kryzik from Gridley Middle School, and my question is, do you exercise or run in space?
On the space shuttle, we have a bike, and I'm actually scheduled to ride the bike here in a few hours. Helps us not lose as much bone mass and be more adjusted for entry, which for us is actually just a few days from now. On the space station, they've got more options. They have a treadmill with some straps to give you some gravity, so you're strapped to the treadmill. There's also a bike, and there's a resistive exercise device which allows you to lift weights in space. Nothing has any weight, but this device seems pretty much like you're lifting weights, like at a gym. So there are options on the space station. And like Ron said earlier, the space station crew members are assigned to exercise about 2 hours a day. So after 6 months, when they get back, they're not in too bad of shape.
Hi, my name is Taylor Reynolds from Gridley Middle School. My question is, how does the human body change in space, both long and short term?
Well, the human body is an amazing thing, and it really adapts very quickly to any environment that it's in. And very quickly after you get to space, your body starts to adjust, and that's a good thing. But some of that adjustment is not that good. So one of the things that your body realizes is it doesn't really need a skeleton anymore, and so you start losing a lot of the mass in your bones, the density of your bones. You don't need the muscles in your legs as much, so you start to lose those. As Mark said, the fluid shifts. So in your body, there's fluid that is all kept towards your feet because of gravity. So once you get to space, that is free to flow to different parts of your body that it normally doesn't. So those are all changes that occur. Your eyes change shape. So there's a lot of these different effects that occur as your body tries to adjust to its new environment. And like we had talked about before, so, you know, some of these bad effects, like losing bone density, we have to counteract through other means, like exercise. So, like I said, the body is an amazing adaptive thing, and it's you know, something that we study up here a great deal. We have a lot of experimentation that we use, that we do on ourselves and on each other as crewmates. And, you know, we are learning more about the human body with our time up here.
Hi, my name is Jonas List from Gridley Middle School. My question is, what is astronaut training like?
It varies a little bit between the space station and the space shuttle, actually pretty significantly. For a space station crew member, you're training to be on an expedition for a very long period of time and operating different laboratories aboard the space station, as well as the space station systems that keep you alive and recycle urine into water like Ron was talking about. On the space shuttle, it's more like, I mean, it's a ship, more like maybe a ship at sea, but an airplane, the combination of the two. It has environmental systems for life support, but it also has the systems that an airplane would have, as well as a robotic arm to do robotic arm operations. The space station has this as well. So we got to learn about the systems, and we got to learn how to operate them really well, particularly on liftoff and landing. It's very dynamic environment. Things can happen very fast. Things can break. So we spend a lot of time in space shuttle simulators practicing to handle things when they go wrong. So Greg and I here have spent probably thousands of hours in the space shuttle simulator during liftoff and landing. For the space shuttle, we also have to practice landing it. We practice spacewalks. We had 3 of our crew members do 4 spacewalks over the last week or so. They spent a lot of time in a very large pool in the spacesuit that provides some neutral buoyancy, so it's similar to the spacewalk. We practice robotic arm operations. We're in a classroom, kind of like you guys might be at your middle school. So it's very varied. And it's really a great job.
Okay, Mark, I'm told we have time for one last question. So here's the last one.
Hi, my name is Maddie Shaw from Gridley Middle School. My question is, how do you shower in space?
Well, thanks, Maddie. We don't have a shower. Skylab, after the Apollo program where we went to the moon, actually had something that was like a shower, and I think worked pretty well. On the space station and space shuttle, we don't. So we take a bath kind of like somebody would if they were in a hospital bed. I mean, with a towel and water and soap on it. You rub it on yourself, and then you wipe it off later. So it's not the greatest shower, but you know, it works. It works for 2 weeks for us, and it'll work for 6 months for Ron. So that's a very good question. Before we go, I wanted to congratulate the University of Arizona on their new project, and I can't remember the name of it. We just saw it in the news since we launched on the 16th of May, but their project to visit an asteroid. That's very exciting. It's, I think, one of the biggest NASA-related projects that a university has had, and so I wanted to congratulate the University of Arizona for that milestone in their exploration of space. So thanks very much, everybody. It was great talking to you today, and hope to see you in Tucson.
Thank you, Mark. Let's all applaud their work up there.
We're going to fly out of the way here.
Safe travels.
You're welcome.